Pakistan's handcrafted sleeper buses are not just buses. They are a work of art, a reflection of craftsmanship, creativity, and heritage. Constructed nearly entirely by hand, these buses contradict the contemporary mass production movement by instead banking on artisanal skills of metal forging, upholstery stitching, and painting exquisite patterns with extraordinary accuracy. Each bus is a one-of-a-kind original, fitted out to address the requirements of cross-country travelers, but imbued with the dynamic artistic history of the nation. Sleeper buses have increasingly become a popular demand as years go by, with the highways of Pakistan increasingly filled with intercity journeys. While other buses provide just seated positions in a vertical orientation, sleeper buses have sleeping berths for the convenience of travelers. Whether passing through crowded cities or mountain roads with little sign of civilization, the buses have comfort and ease to offer, far beyond that which other transports have to give. What is so interesting about this business is how it still leans on old-fashioned production techniques. No high-tech production lines and robot-like precision here. These buses are put together by hand in open-air workshops where metalworkers, carpenters, electricians, and painters work collaboratively to assemble a complete, working, road-ready vehicle. Every stage of the process, from welding the frame to the addition of luxury interiors, is done by hand, so each bus is a unique work of art. Pakistan's road network spans the country's vast expanses of land, linking cities, towns, and rural villages. Millions use long-distance buses daily to travel within the country. Though some routes are covered by trains and airplanes, sleeper buses have become the favorite mode of travel for the majority of visitors, finding the perfect compromise between cost and comfort. The success of these buses is a result of the characteristics of long-distance travel in Pakistan. A journey from Karachi to Islamabad, for instance, may last longer than 18 hours on the road. For travelers undertaking such a journey, being upright for several hours is not convenient. Sleeper buses address this issue by offering full reclining berths where one can sleep and reach the destination feeling refreshed. These buses are particularly popular with companies, workers, and families that require an affordable means of transport. Train fares can be high and tend to be booked in advance, and flights are still unaffordable for many people because they are too pricey. Sleeper buses provide an in-between solution, being more comfortable than regular buses but far less expensive than air travel. The need for bespoke sleeper buses does not fade with the improvement of mass production. Unlike factory-fabricated buses, which have standard models, every bespoke sleeper bus is an individual project. Transport firms set out their specifications from berth plans to in-cabin facilities, and workshops set them into existence. This business flourishes in Karachi, Lahore, and Rawalpindi, where generations of skilled artisans have perfected their art. While factory-produced buses are the norm elsewhere, Pakistan's sleeper bus-making industry is firmly based on age-old craftsmanship, turning out cars that are as individual as the roads they ply. The construction of a sleeper bus begins with its foundation, the chassis. Unlike large-scale manufacturers that produce buses in a single integrated process, the workshops in Pakistan start with a base chassis, usually sourced from well-known brands like Hino, Isuzu, or Daewoo. These chassis arrive as bare frames, consisting only of the engine, wheels, and a minimal support structure. From this point onward, everything is custom-built by hand. Once the chassis is purchased, the process begins with adapting it to fit the sleeper bus framework. Depending on the model, the frame might have to be lengthened to provide sufficient space for sleeping berths. The metalworkers use great care in reinforcing the frame, welding extra supports to provide stability and toughness. These buses cover great distances on rough roads, so the chassis should be capable of withstanding continuous stress without sacrificing passenger safety. A major issue during this stage is the balance of weight distribution. The added materials that go into constructing the sleeper compartments weigh more on the bus. For balance, the metal chassis is reinforced in a strategic manner without overloading the vehicle to be too heavy, which would affect fuel efficiency and performance. This needs skill and accuracy since each millimeter of adjustment has an impact on the final build. Once the frame is done, the fundamental skeletal structure of the bus is put together. This involves installing the floor panels and the proper alignment of the wheelbase. Each step is hand-checked to ensure the structure can hold the weight of the forthcoming modifications. With the foundation in place, the bus proceeds to the next phase, turning raw metal into a functional outer shell. With the strengthened chassis now in position, the second stage starts, the shaping of raw metal into a completely structured sleeper bus. Contrary to factory-built buses, where machine-cutting tools slice and sew parts together with precision, here, each piece of metal is measured, cut, and welded manually. This procedure demands a pool of experienced fabricators who specialize in building bus bodies from scratch to ensure each structure is not only robust, but also visually pleasing. The initial process is building the metal skeleton of the bus. Steel and aluminum sheets are used by workers to bend and weld into the shape of the bus. The roof and side panels are then added progressively, transforming the bus from an open frame to a closed vehicle. Accuracy in this process is important because any deviation might influence the aerodynamics, stability, and overall performance of the bus on the road. After the framework is in place, door and window openings are cut out by hand. Since factory-made pieces are not fit into pre-formed spaces, as is the case in factory models, these components are molded separately according to the custom design of the individual bus. Glass panels to be used on windows are thereafter fitted with any other feature that the customer may have wanted, including added entry points and emergency exits, being integrated into the model. It is also a time when reinforcement bars are welded to major structural areas to make the bus stronger. With Pakistan's uneven road surfaces, these sleeper buses have to be able to withstand long travel on highways, bad roads, and mountainous terrain. The engineers and welders collaborate closely so that the buses, which are hand-finished, achieve basic safety specifications. With the exterior shell completed, the bus starts resembling its final form. However, the transformation is far from over. The next step is perhaps the most important: the construction of the luxurious interiors that will turn this metal structure into a comfortable, mobile living space. After completing the outer structure, the focus is on the interior, which is the characteristic of a sleeper bus. In contrast to regular buses where there are rows of seats, these buses are built in such a manner as to give traveling people a cozy place to sleep and rest while on long trips. Such a change demands ultra-careful workmanship, for the entire setup has to be tailored as per the client's requirement. The initial process is the segmentation of the bus into various sections. The interior has individual sleeping berths, which are established with the aim of ensuring privacy and comfort. These berths could be single or double-decker based on the size of the bus. Wooden and aluminum panels are employed in building strong walls between compartments such that structural stability is ensured while keeping the vehicle light. After the partitions are installed, the sleeping sections are equipped with mattresses, cushions, and upholstery. Given that these buses usually run long-haul routes, comfort takes precedence. The beds are topped with high-density foam, and the walls are lined with soft materials to dampen vibrations and noise from the road. For added privacy, each berth comes with sliding curtains or foldable doors, so that passengers can sleep in peace. Lighting is yet another important feature. Individual LED lights, reading lights, and ambient lights are installed in every berth to ensure that the inside feels cozy. A few buses even have mini ventilation fans or air conditioning vents so that travelers don't overheat while riding. The ceiling and walls also feature textured panels, ornate designs, or even fake wood surfaces to add a high-quality look to the inside. Once the sleeping compartments are ready, further amenities are fitted, including mini storage compartments, charging points, and individual entertainment screens. Attention to every detail in the quest for passenger comfort has these handmade sleeper buses the preferred mode of transportation for long-distance travel. The interiors complete, the final stage is one of the most recognizable aspects of Pakistani buses: the elaborate hand-painted adornments that transform these buses into mobile pieces of art. In Pakistan, buses are not only vehicles, they are mobile masterpieces. Each hand-painted sleeper bus is decorated meticulously by transforming its blank exterior into a colorful, attractive masterpiece. It has been practiced for decades and is a key feature of the transport culture in the country. The process starts with expert artists who specialize in hand-painting intricate designs. With bold colors, they design elaborate floral motifs, geometric patterns, and cultural designs based on local customs. Each bus has a story behind it, and symbols portray the owner's heritage, faith, or sense of style. Another prominent feature is calligraphy. Poetic passages, spiritual text, and cities' names or transport operators are meticulously brushed upon the length of the bus. Portraits of historical people, animals, and even movie figures are present in some buses, giving a touch of identity to each of the vehicles. As far as decoration goes, in addition to coloring, ornamentations like chrome decorations, LED illumination, and figurative metal embellishments follow. Dainty wooden carvings on the paneling, dainty mirror borders, and glossy reflective stickers improve the looks of the bus. Decorative chains, embossed details, and colored tassels swaying gently with the breeze at the rear and sides of the bus give it an interesting appearance when zooming on the highway. This piece of art is not merely for display purposes, it is a statement of culture. It enables bus owners to distinguish between their buses and draw passengers. To artisans, it is an art developed over a lifetime and from generation to generation, so each bus can be a reflection of Pakistan's richness in art and culture. After the outside is finished, the last stage of production is started. The addition of electrical systems and safety measures so that these beautifully designed buses are also made for safe and reliable travel. With the finishing of the decor, the manufacturing process reaches its last phase, fixing electrical systems and complying with safety norms. While aesthetic appeal and comfort are the aims in the outside and inside decoration, this stage is essential to ensure functionality and security for the passengers. The electrical system is thoroughly wired along the bus, and all lighting, air conditioning, and entertainment components are connected to it. LED strips and spotlights line the ceiling as well as over sleeping berths for sufficient light. USB ports are also mounted on many modern sleeper buses where passengers can plug in their chargers and have their devices recharged during their extended trips. For climate control, ventilation fans and air conditioning units are provided to maintain the cabin temperature at a set level. With weather in Pakistan being extreme in nature, ranging from hot summers to freezing winters, proper airflow and cooling are all the more important. Individual compartments are sometimes equipped with small exhaust fans to offer personalized ventilation. Safety aspects are also not overlooked. Fire extinguishers are installed at convenient locations. Emergency exits are strengthened, and some buses have backup cameras and parking sensors to help drivers. The braking mechanism is thoroughly inspected to see if it can support the added weight of the altered structure. Electric insulation is also checked to avoid short circuits or wiring faults that may create a fire hazard. After all the systems are tested and completed, the bus is prepared for its very first road test. This is the point at which months of work and skill go into creating a fully operational, hand-built sleeper bus, ready to carry passengers along Pakistan's roads in comfort and luxury. Having manufactured the bus, the last stage is arguably the most crucial, road testing the bus to ensure it is stable, safe, and roadworthy before delivery to its owner. Before a newly built sleeper bus can hit the road, it must undergo a rigorous testing process to ensure it meets performance and safety standards. Unlike factory-produced buses that go through automated quality control, these handmade vehicles rely on the expertise of mechanics and test drivers to identify any flaws before delivery. The first test is a structural inspection. Engineers examine the frame, joints, and reinforcements to confirm that the modifications have not weakened the chassis. The weight distribution is checked to ensure stability, especially given the added materials for sleeping berths and passenger compartments. Any necessary adjustments are made before the vehicle moves to the next phase. Next comes the road test. A professional driver takes the bus on a variety of terrains, including city streets, highways, and uneven rural roads. This helps assess the suspension, braking efficiency, and overall handling. Any vibrations, unusual noises, or misalignments are noted and corrected. Since these buses travel long distances, even minor mechanical issues must be resolved before delivery. During this phase, electrical and climate control systems are also evaluated. The air conditioning, lighting, and onboard charging stations are tested to ensure they function smoothly. Emergency exits and fire safety measures are double-checked, and the fuel efficiency of the bus is measured to ensure it meets operational standards. Once all inspections are passed, the bus is ready for delivery. The transport company or individual owner arrives to receive their custom-built vehicle, often with a final blessing or celebratory gathering. The bus, now fully functional and beautifully handcrafted, is set to begin its journey across Pakistan's highways, providing comfort and mobility to passengers. This marks the completion of the manufacturing process, but the journey of these sleeper buses is just beginning. They will soon be filled with travelers, crossing vast distances and becoming part of the ever-moving landscape of Pakistan's transportation network.